So we're on now.
Are we actually on?
This thing's recording.
I feel like we're on.
I don't even know if we're on.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Welcome to the pod. Everyone knows what pod it is. We don't need to do the spiel.
No, let's just talk.
Yeah, I'm absolutely running on empty.
Mm.
It's been a big day for little Harry Horton.
Mhm.
And
Is he all right?
yeah, he's good. He's good.
What's going on?
He's had a shit sleep last night, and then he's
Poor
rolled
little
into
fella.
daycare and he's smashed his head on a chair and all
Wow.
types of things. And apparently, when they were trying to get him to sleep, every time he coughed, he would kind of wake himself up, and then he'd roll over and he'd just be smiling at everyone. He's a very smiley boy. But we're here.
Bleeding from the head.
Actually, was bleeding as well. But no, he's good. He's fine. He's in great, capable hands with Fee, of course. Boys, it's good to be back together. The crew.
It's good to be here.
Great to be back.
And
I'm pretty tired myself, actually.
yeah. Well,
And,
you were waiting for someone to deliver a fridge.
Yeah. Shift at home, so all the fun stuff that comes with that, packing, unpacking, all the cool things.
Cool.
More teaching though. I had a sack today. Not me personally. I was the teacher, and one kid walked in, and he goes, "Oh, sack today." I was like, "Yep." And he just writes his name on the sack, hands it to me, and walks out. So I had
So
to,
this is like VCE, right? Is it?
sack. They're in year 10. They just call him a sack. Don't ask me why. And
Does he get a fail for that?
oh yeah.
It'd be huge if he passed.
no, but get this.
I don't know.
The
I
best,
can't
the
remember
best
school.
bit hasn't happened yet, but so he walked out. So that's an issue in itself. I have to let administration know and be like, "There's a kid on the list. I can't leave the classroom because I've got 24 others."
How do you do that?
I send a text. I'm just like,
There's
Joe Blob
one's gone.
has gone,
Yeah.
and they're like, "All right."
Was he like? Did you dig into it? Like, was he known to do that sort of thing? Or?
Legally, we
Um,
can't say
yeah,
his name,
yeah.
can we?
No.
No.
No, but this is the name that he wrote on his sack.
What?
John Wick.
John Wick.
It's
That's
hard
so
not
good.
to laugh, It's just like when you're there, they're bloody hilarious most of the time.
I do remember a story. I do.
John Wick's amazing.
I was like, he passes. He passes.
Yeah.
He passed. Very creative.
Mm.
Tick. Creative.
Yeah.
Put him into arts. I do remember a story that came through. I think it was a rumour when we were at school that Tom Hawkins wrote out the Geelong theme song in a few of his exams because he knew father son. He's going down to Cardinia Park to forge a football career. Don't know if that's true or not, but
You like to believe it.
I heard
Yeah,
that about Brendan
he's winging
Goddard
it.
as well. Something like he just wrote his name on his exams and walked out. Like, just knew he was.
he wrote John Wick.
Yeah, I hope so.
John Wick wasn't a thing. What was big back then? Maybe like Shark Boy and Lava Girl or something.
I don't know. Boys, it's Sir Doug Nichols round, of course, where we celebrate Indigenous culture, round 10 and round 11. It's awesome. It's so fantastic. I absolutely love everything about it. A couple of things this week that Melbourne have done really, really well again. Naarm, of course, this week. Matty Whelan, he gave a great speech to all the players at the club. He's the Indigenous Project Officer for Melbourne for Naarm. And they were enjoying some native cuisine, and like Cozzy and Deacon Smith and Stephen May were taking them through and educating them on the food and what it means to their tribes. And they were also going through and they had, I think, what you see in a museum where they have the headphones set up and you can go through and listen to the English conversion to the Aboriginal dialect. And then also they had like a little map of Australia and they were just showing like all the different names of all the different regions around the country. And it just resonated with me. And
250 plus.
yeah, and Melbourne just talk about it constantly. Like they're a team or a club rather of being first to a lot of things and initiatives. I'm really proud of that. I think it's awesome.
First AFLW team.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
there's a lot of initiatives that we've done first, and just to see how authentic it is. So they said we're going to call ourselves Naarm, and some people, some dickheads out there, detractors go, "Oh, this is a PR stunt." They're trying to get brownie points, and then you see them go to a whole new layer the next season, and you're like, "This isn't a gimmick." Like Melbourne have
And a
fully
few other
invested in this.
clubs have followed, haven't they?
Yeah, you got
Fremantle,
Fremantle,
which is Yup. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure.
Yeah, and then you've
I
got
should know. I lived in
y-
yeah.
Wellyup for 3 years.
well,
yeah.
you should know because these are the
Wellyup,
conversations.
yeah.
Yallinga?
In Noongar, but Fremantle, that area is known as Wellyup.
And then Port, who we play tomorrow night, massive game. Can't wait to talk about it. They're Yatapulti. So I think it's great. I still think it's slightly strange that only 3 clubs have embraced this. Us being the flag bearers, the trailblazers.
It'll
and then
happen.
Freo and Port.
Eventually. They'll all follow.
Well, it should.
Yeah.
I just would have expected a lot more to follow this season. But the other thing as well was Cozzie's doco. Did you get a chance to have a look at that yet?
How long does the whole thing go for? Because I watched something
I watched something that went for like a couple of minutes.
where it starts with him and Track on the cliff, and
I love
he's
that Track's there as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And Track...
Well, Cozzy kind of has
Well,
said it
they live-
publicly
they
a
live
few
together.
times that he sees him as like, you know,
He said he was like a big reason why he
brother.
stayed,
Yeah.
which is so sick.
I love Track so much.
Yeah.
He's looking so good this year. Anyway, back to the video.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, Track is amazing. I think he's growing into a
Skip.
genuine leadership role.
Skip.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel some real Skip vibes.
See next skip.
Potentially. He's doing such a great job. I think his work in the media has been awesome. But Track went out and visited Cozzie's home, his community, and the insights that we got into the way that Cozzy grew up, the little town, the primary school, just the terrain there and how like beautiful it is. And then they get Track's perspective on it. And they talk to him and they get a sense of what he learned. And it was such a good watch.
About being present is what I took out of it.
And he brought
100%.
He brought a few coaching stuff as well. Like Matty Whelan went with them as well, didn't he?
Matty Whelan went. So again, I just want to commend the club. Like, I'm just really proud that they're doing this stuff. It's so important. It starts conversations.
Well, there's
awesome.
a big thing happening towards the end of the year that's very important, and I think I'm not here to preach or anything, but it's something to keep an eye on, which is there's going to be a national vote about a voice to Parliament. We're not a political podcast, but yeah, I think it's important. I'll throw my 2 cents in, and I think I am proud that the Dees are kind of on board all this and in and around, and I'm not sitting here saying that they've done enough or anything. There's still so much more that everyone can do, not just in football but everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's been really good. So I just wanted to bring that up off the top. I think it's really pertinent given the fact that it is Sir Doug Nicholls' round. Boys, it's a huge game. It's a massive game. It's monumental.
This is biggest one we've had
Yeah.
up to date. Sydney was like, but obviously Sydney aren't what we thought they were
good.
or
Yeah.
have been. Not, but they've definitely been decimated by injury more so than when we played them.
Yeah.
Because they got within like
And now
a goal that game. That
Yeah.
was,
And then we just ran over
went,
them.
no, we're winning.
And then the Dogs one probably looks a bit better than what it was now as
Yeah,
well.
but also it wasn't like they were missing a hell of a lot, but people like Jones, I think he's starting to like...
Yeah.
And
definitely.
Keith was out, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's almost their 2 premier
The first,
defenders.
I think the first 3 rounds really, you can even say first 6, like teams are just working out what they're doing, whereas now it's probably a different story. Like I think it would be for us, like if we played like an Essendon again, like I'd be confident that we would probably beat them now,
100%.
and like I think if we played Western Bulldogs again now, like it's probably going to be a lot closer than what it was in round 1.
Yeah.
Do we play them at the Dome this year again?
Bulldogs?
Yeah.
No.
I feel like we usually play them twice.
We usually do. We don't have them again.
Yeah,
That's
Jamara
great.
ended us last year.
Oh, yeah.
That was
an
pretty sick though.
unbelievable- Oh, yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
People were jumping down his throat last year early on saying he's not the player. It's just like, he's so young.
He's also like
he's a-
19,
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I would love him. I would love a Jamara.
The boy can play. It's been a really solid 9 rounds. 7-2. I think we all put it on the agenda and we said, we've got to be 7-2. We have had we have had a good run.
I
We've
think
had
you
some
called
pretty
it as well.
simple wins, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You called it, I think, after who did we lose to last?
Essendon.
We called
Essendon.
it.
You're like, we'll be 7-2,
Yeah.
which I know we have had a bit of an easy, run the last few rounds.
Yeah.
But Gold Coast was like, and you can see now, like they're like, I reckon they might be able to. I mean, this is how close the competition is, right? But I think that they can definitely
Say
push
it.
for
For
like a finals berth.
And especially playing them up there,
yeah,
it's it's definitely not easy. And some of their younger players are becoming guns now, like Anderson, obviously, and Rao we've already known. But
the cow. Everyone's calling him the cow now.
Matty Cow.
Matty Cow. Yeah.
I love him.
Stuff. Yeah, he's just a weird.
I used to rub dirt on my hand. I hated dubbing. That sticky.
Yeah.
I hated that stuff. But I would rub dirt on my
But
hands.
I like Rao though as well.
Oh yeah.
Like he's just an individual.
Yeah.
He's the weird unit. And
He loves
just
the
does
game.
He have you read that article on him? Like he collects rocks and stuff as well. Like
wow.
Yeah, he has a rock
collects
collection.
every foot
and
he's
or
ever
every
had, he
Sharon
keeps,
ever made or something. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I agree with you, Marca. I actually think they're starting to build really nicely, Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And it's exciting for them because, I don't know, I feel like they're enjoying their footy. I've watched the way they destroyed West Coast the other night in that second quarter. Feels like they've got their mojo back. It feels like they're on a bit of a run. I think the thing about that win against the Gold Coast as well is it was, 8 of the past 11 that they'd won at home. I don't think we've brought that up on the pod. I don't think many people really spoke about that. Like,
Can you say that again? Record. 8 of the last 11 were
wins before we played them.
Okay. Oh.
At home.
Yeah.
So
also they have they've took it to us the last 3 games. Like it wouldn't they have to beat us soon. Like they've really tested us the past 3 or 4 games we've played them.
Definitely.
There may have been one
it's
blowout
just their
there,
polish
but
at the end. Like once they get a little bit better, they'll
and
they'll beat us in like 10
Miller,
years or something.
What's up with Miller? Is he back soon?
I haven't looked into that. No, I don't know. But what I do know is tomorrow night we need to go through the gears. I've been saying this to everyone. I reckon we've almost been in cruise control for some of or particularly the last month. Maybe not the Suns game. We really had to raise our level. But we have been cruising. It's time to get out of second, third gear. It's time to move up into fourth, fifth.
And look, I feel like we kind of like match who we're playing a lot of the time. I feel like we kind of like when it's required, we do step up. But with that being said, against Hawthorn, if we had a kick straight, like we could, like we looked pretty bloody good in that. I mean, we know what Hawthorn are. Yeah, they're a bottom 2, 3 side, but we just they couldn't get it past halfway.
No,
I reckon. We'll be good tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to the prediction.
I'm feeling it.
Sure
I don't know. Like, I think it's really important as well. Like, looking on last year, we were sort of getting away with, let's say, like, it sounds ridiculous coming from a Melbourne supporter if you think a few years back, but like almost like sluggish wins. Like, we didn't look like our 2021 team. Whereas, like, this year, there's a big stat that we're the only team in the comp that's undefeated for last quarters as well. So that is, and then, so everyone calls Collingwood the last quarter team. And, you know, they seem to come back, but they've won 6 last quarters. And then they're second, and we've won 9. So, like, I feel like that's huge in terms of the way that we're playing this year compared to last year when we were just having those fade outs.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think we're flying under the radar a little bit. I actually really like the position we're in. There was so much emphasis, so much media attention on us last year.
It was so bad.
People were saying, can they emulate Essendon of 2000? Maybe go the whole season, only lose 1 game and then win a flag. Could they actually? There were articles.
I was believing.
Could they go undefeated?
I'm pretty sure we were looking up odds of when we would lose.
I think we were.
I believed we would never lose again.
Yeah.
But then,
I was claiming 2025.
You sort of see the cracks, when they started appearing, obviously. But I don't know. I love personally this year, after what happened last year, that I think Collingwood now are the team that's really pumped up and the media are all over them.
Yeah.
Everything they're doing is perfect, sort of similar to us at the same time last year. And we're just flying nicely under the radar. And obviously Geelong are doing the same thing. Like, I don't want to be in that Collingwood position at the moment.
I also think Brisbane are going underneath the radar a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm starting to get some traction with people.
No, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. But I still, I have them above.
Is it just playing in Melbourne?
I have them above Collingwood.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're a better team than the Magpies.
I think, they've brought in some pretty handy inclusions.
They've got some weapons.
And, like, not only
Danaher's just Danaher again, and that's a bit of a scary thought. And
Wild card. When he's up and about.
Rayner, they've finally realised that, okay, we shouldn't play him off
And
a
then they got
halfback. Morons.
number 1 draft pick.
Yeah, who just looks like a 200-game player.
Dunkley.
Who's
just
gone to a whole new level. I'm getting on Brisbane for the flag.
The Lions flag. Yeah, it's a
I don't want to play them up there in finals. That's all I'm saying. I do not want to play them.
I don't think
That's
so.
why it's so pivotal that
Top
you
2.
get top 2.
Top 2. Well, it's there for us, but it's a big, big month. Spoke about this on Monday with Toff. It really got to set ourselves for this. And it starts with Port tomorrow night. I mean, I've been really impressed with Port. They've won their last 6 in a row. Rosie and Butters.
Well, that's the difference,
brilliant.
right? Last year, actually, Rosie had a great year last year, but
Butters is fucked.
Prior
He's
to those 2
9,
years, they couldn't barely get into the side, and they're the future.
They've moved them into midfield.
Yeah, well, they were always going to be the future. The present. They're just they came onto the scene hot. Butters probably more so. Just the way he attacks the ball is he's a psycho.
Yeah, he's very courageous.
He's got
but them both playing is it's huge. And then Alir's back to his best.
Yeah.
Dixon has his mojo a bit more. People like Powell Pepper is just this really clinical role player for him.
He's kind of like their Jack Viney. He's an absolute bull.
But he kicks goals.
Yeah.
He kicks goals. He plays more that kind of half forward.
Yeah.
Comes up to a contest, but he also he kicks goals.
Sorry, Wines is Viney. That was silly.
But I always love that matchup. I feel like they always play on each other for a bit in these games.
Yeah.
And someone like
They
Jack
probably say to each
Viney
other's
would
coach,
just
like,
he would hate to lose to his best mate. I'm sure, obviously, Ollie Wines is Brownlow medalist. He's probably pretty competitive himself. But
That's crazy. He's a Brownlow medalist.
yeah, is that worse than we get shit for Woden? That's up there for me. Seriously,
I tend to agree.
I see.
Pritis and
Mitchell
Pritis
as
and
well. They all have this 1 year where they just
Pritis, please.
I
you
think
forget about
Clary would have won one if it probably wasn't for
really good
track.
players,
Yeah.
really good players, but they're never in the conversation of who's the best in the comp. You know what I mean?
Keep saying it. It's the awards a bit of a meh for me.
Oh yeah.
Like-
Well, speaking of the award that should almost be the best, the Coaches Award, which Clary's won twice
It is
in
the
a row.
best.
Butters has,
Is he leading
I think
that?
the last 3 rounds or 3 of the last 4 rounds, he's got perfect scores.
He's top 5.
So he is. The coaches would have to be, Goodwin this week would have to be wary of him.
Butters is interesting.
You can't do it. You just gotta cop whatever he kind of brings.
I've always had a big love for him. I just like his swagger. There's something about him. You just get drawn to him.
The way he attacks the contest is almost unrivaled.
He's got a pretty similar a similar Petrarca path where he's played half forward and then he's finally made the move into the midfield. Man, that boy can play. And the thing for me though, and when I've been thinking about it all week, haven't stopped thinking about it, is
What are you thinking about?
Clary. I'm going to do what I love doing, and you're going to go, oh, Clary, Oliver, Viney, Gawn. Talking about the 4 again. So Butters and Rosie are going really well. And they're a big part of why they've won the amount of games that they've won recently, the 6 in a row. You throw Wines in the mix as well. But I just get this sense that, particularly Oliver and Petrarca are going to go, Rosie and Butters, you kind of mirror our trajectories in our careers. You're a few years younger. You might be like us in a few years. But I'm hoping it's going to be a bit of men versus boys tomorrow night, where they're going to go, this is the elite. This is the top brass. And we're about to show you what it's all about. And you've got a whole new gear you need to go to. I've got a really good feeling about Petrarca and Oliver tomorrow night, because if I was Rosie and Butters... I
always have a good feeling about those
they're
two
always good.
players.
Of course. But if I was Rosie and Butters, I'd be sitting there going, okay, everyone's talking about us. Some people are putting us in, they're all Australians.
Yeah.
But then you'd be going, fuck, we're coming up against Clayton.
We're coming
and
up
Christian.
against, but also
Big task for them.
Naughtsie, that's the thing with the media and
Huge.
just AFL followers in general, is they always love the new up-and-coming players and who's in form. But if they, exactly what you said, if they look at paper, they're playing against 2 guys who have gone 3 All-Australians in the midfield in a row together, it'd be pretty daunting for them, I think. And I think they'd have a lot of respect for both Clary and Track. And I'd back in them over, Butters and Rosé.
But this could be their big moment.
But they definitely... Do you remember, I have no doubt that they want to take it up to us because I remember
well.
vividly, so vividly when we played them round 1 that year at the G and they beat us, and both Butters and Rosie, I've spoken about this on the podcast before, were walking off and bumping Gorn and yapping in his face. And I remember since that day, I feel like we've just had the wood over him, and Gorn was just
Except for 2020.
Yeah.
Where we got smashed at the Gabba. That was the only one. We've won the last 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it was just since then, it's just whoa.
Yeah.
Do we bring up the fact, how have we been on the road this year? Remember that used to be our thing?
Yeah, not good.
Are we a little bit worried?
Well,
because we used to love Adelaide Oval.
But who
as well.
have we had? We've had
Brisbane.
Adelaide Oval was a weird one.
Brisbane, but we lost at Adelaide Oval, which is our best hunting ground away from home.
And then what's the other one? That's
Gold
it.
Coast.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast.
We've only lost 2.
Yeah. So we're 1 and 2.
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay,
We're
sweet.
sweet. Miles Bergman's been really good. He's another one I just want to bring up. He's a great half-back flanker, really good intercept player. Been watching him recently going, wow, okay, he's taken the next step. But it's taken him a few years, whereas we roll in like a Chris McVie, and Chris has just been almost flawless since day one. Which begs the question, I want to talk to you about this tonight. So Toff and I were talking about it on Monday. We're at the point where we're like, I don't know if you can actually drop Chris. I don't know if you can
Are you
drop
talking
him.
about for Salem?
Yes. Because Salem will come in at some point.
Salem's just so easily a walk into the team when he's
See,
fit.
for me,
Come on.
He'll play one game.
For me, it's Angus moves into the middle.
Ooh.
Because I just want Angus in there. I love Angus down back. Don't get me wrong. He's
Could he go on
just
a wing?
such-
Just put him on the wing again?
Absolutely. He can go on a wing. He can go in the guts.
Yeah.
Imagine having Clary, Petrarca,
Yeah, so he moves.
Angus,
but then
and
who comes
Viney
out?
as-
JJ again.
Absolutely.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but
you got to remember Sparrow. Sparrow's going to be out.
and he can be in there as well.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
We'll have the whole gang.
Yeah, but is it JJ's out? Is
Yeah.
it if Lockie Hunter keeps doing the undergrounds, he might have to get.
Yeah, he's no certainty.
He's been pretty good.
But
he's almost been better than Langdon this year.
Langdon's had a horrible year so far for his standards.
for his standard, yeah.
Yeah, for his standards.
Yeah, he was.
He has. I mean, he's running.
He was
We
having
know-
games
We
where
know
he's-
he's always going to run, but he's just. I don't know. It's just
He's played a couple of good games this year. I think.
for sure.
Yeah,
And he's always there, which is, I mean, that's his role, right?
he'd be super. I reckon he'd be super disappointed with how he's tracking. Given again, we're talking about
I'd be
standards.
really. I mean, maybe it's just because he had a mental year last year.
Yeah.
But I'd be really interested to hear what the coaches would think about that.
I reckon they
What they think about what's their message to him at the moment.
He does a lot of decoy runs, so I've noticed when you're at the ground and where we stand, it's good you get an understanding of the other side because you can see the whole ground. He does a lot of sacrificial runs where he's pulling opponents and he's opening up space.
That's his one wood.
hell. to
Same
play
with
on.
A and
Yeah.
B. Same with A and B.
Same with A and B.
I he's my whippy boy. Yeah, let's be real. I like most fans. We love the
anyone on the
goals.
pile?
We love the nah, you can't put anyone on the pile.
Anyone at Melbourne?
Yeah. Joel Smith.
Yeah, probably.
We haven't
But
really
Shaki?
before the
We
start of the
haven't
year
gone
we
with
were the pile
We
was
were
big.
really revving up. But I remember in the off season we were talking about how we're going to get really dark on the D's. So I think it's working.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe
we should get
We
darker.
should start whipping them more. yeah.
Yeah, listenership's dropped off. Get done.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
going back to Salem, he plays.
Yeah.
If he's fit,
That-
he plays.
He goes out.
Well, if it's Chris, it's Chris.
If
I don't
you don't
care.
think-
Salem,
Honestly,
man,
if
Salem
it's
is Salem.
It's
And
Christian
I know
fucking
it's-
Salem. Yeah, he went at almost 100% in a granny and had almost 30 touches.
Yeah,
When he's fit,
Granny reference
when he's
always.
fit,
100%.
yes, when he's fit, he is top 5 player for us.
Oh,
He's
God.
unbelievable.
Yes,
I honestly.
he was out in that flag. He was that. He was the link
Yeah.
up.
It would be so harsh on Chris.
Yeah.
So harsh.
So,
It's harsh on JJ every second week as well.
Yeah.
True.
It
Well,
can-
unlucky.
JJ
Yeah.
would just be like, "Fuck, mate, look what I have to go through."
Yeah.
I nearly forgot. I got a little reminder because Fee was texting me. So Fee and I took the train in this morning, and she kind of feigns interest in footy. She doesn't care for footy, which I kind of love. I back in her interests, and she doesn't really care for footy. It's separate. But then she like took an interest, and she's like, "Big game. Who are you playing?" And I was like, "Oh, we're playing Port." She's like, "Who's on top?" I go, "Collingwood." "Who's second?" "Melbourne." "Who's third?" "Brisbane." "Who's fourth?" "Port." She goes, "Oh, big game." She goes, "A big bust up." And she meant to say blockbuster.
Blockbuster, yeah.
Bust up.
And she called it a bust up.
Yeah, that works.
Do we back it?
Don't
I'm
mind it.
backing it.
Yeah, big bust up.
Yeah.
She goes, "A bloody big bust up." And I was like, "Sure."
Yeah,
it is.
good old fashioned bust up, I guess.
Yeah. So I just wanted to bring that up because I promised her when we said our goodbyes, I would bring it up. So that one's for my wife. But it will be a big bust up. I'm expecting it to be very physical.
It'll be physical. It'll be verbal at the ground. I mean, I'm not going, but you guys are going?
Yes.
Mm.
That's cool.
Flight risk.
Yeah.
I
Flight
thought you
risk.
said fight risk for a second. I'm like, whoa, settle down.
No.
That's-
If anyone's
it's
the
not.
flight risk, it's me. Tell us about the plan because I've got a lot of anxiety for you and Nuggets.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
so me and Nuggets, I think we originally booked the tickets in COVID and we got a voucher and obviously we couldn't go because everything was cancelled. So in December, he's actually booked flights. And I think for whatever reason, we couldn't get any earlier on Jetstar. So it's a 4:30 flight, 4:30 p.m. Game starts at 7:20.
You just seen the teams, haven't you?
Oh my
No, let him finish.
Is Salem in?
He's in, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes!
Come on.
Wait, can we...
Sum it up. Mate, I'm telling you.
Can I guess who's at? Please tell me.
Can we bin your story?
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
It's shit.
yeah. Sack that story. Oh my God, Salem's back. I mean, I'm telling you, like the fact that anyone was questioning if he was going to come back, like that's my boy.
Oh my God.
I'm so happy we just backed him up then as well.
Yeah.
Almost
Derek,
get
I've
out.
moved
Yeah.
out of position.
Come on.
We've moved out of position. Derek will get cut with this.
Oh,
I've lost the plot here. I cannot believe what I've just seen.
but
Can you
no, but
please
you can
explain
though
to
because
me
it's
so I can
Christian
know what
Salem.
you've seen?
Oh my God. this is too much.
Oh, that is so sick. We're winning by 55 points.
This is at least. Oh no.
Let's go through the teams.
I'm going to put the post up. I'll read the teams and then you two can talk. Take the floor.
That's
I've never
so
had that.
fresh.
I haven't had that feeling to a team news in a long time.
You were up. You were standing.
Dude, I'm like, my heart's beating really quickly. That is sad. Really sad. Okay, so ins are Christian Salem.
Yeah.
Come on.
Welcome.
Wow.
Welcome back.
Is that almost turning point? I guess we are 7-2.
Yeah, this is so flagged
We're
now.
gonna win by. Yeah.
Yeah, this is dynasty.
T-Max in. We heard the news this week. We got a good rumour coming through. He would play, which is great. And then out, Harrison Petty injured, of course. Tommy Sparrow suspended. And guess who goes out? Unlucky.
Judge.
JJ.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Poor JJ. I feel for him.
So that means
Suck it, mate.
JJ.
No, I'm joking.
No,
Joe, but
We love you,
this
JJ.
is exactly what I just said. JJ goes out. Angus, come into the midfield, my friend.
Is that what's happening?
Move up to the ground.
Whoa.
Salem, welcome back. Everything is at ease. Everything is calm. Can you imagine Salem and Bowen linking up? Just these little beautiful passes. Oh, man.
That's 100%.
100% those guys
That's
just
team
like
100.
hitting up. Yeah. They
This is
will
mental.
not
Can we just let them pass it to each other the whole time?
Just like 1-2s.
Yeah.
All the bloody time.
So I did see today on Demonland that someone had heard that Salem had done a mini preseason in the last 3-4 weeks.
You'd
And-
have to, right?
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
is he going to be really unfit?
No, I don't know.
But this is
I
the
don't
thing.
know.
He's so much smarter than everyone else on the field.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Wow.
Obviously, it's better if you're fitter, but like he's just. I mean, he's match fit. He's playing AFL. There's no
Yeah.
way that they're going to play an underdone
And he's been
and drop a
apparently he's been
Jordan.
training.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. He's been training with the main group for 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
So like he'd have to be relatively.
It's flat. Yeah, it's
I'm
flat.
Like,
gonna
you're a
give you
professional
massive
athlete.
pump up. So Marca said, and I reckon I'll find the audio and play it next week. You said, correct me if I'm wrong, about 3 or 4 weeks ago when he was getting closer to a return, you were like, he's a Rolls Royce, you just put him in. He doesn't play VFL.
Yeah.
He doesn't play Casey.
Yes.
Does
In
anyone
the
else?
same way that Petrarca wouldn't play Casey.
Yes, he's.
Oliver doesn't play Casey.
Does
Mate, I'm
anyone else
telling you.
not think he's a Rolls Royce? Do I need to go back to 2021?
Yeah.
You were right, Marca. You were right.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm just like if you
He's your boy.
He's my boy.
You do love him.
I do like
Who do you love more out of him and Bowie?
Salem.
Yeah.
So Bowie's just like his son or something.
Yeah, like they're related.
Yeah.
They're definitely related, but I mean Salem's just been doing it for so much longer.
Look at the photo as well.
Oh,
Do you know
look at him.
what? That's
He's
gonna
cool,
get
man.
that's gonna get you like Trax and Clary's jacked, I reckon,
Oh.
because he's part of their crew.
Big
Yeah.
time.
So they'll.
Big crew.
Oh Jesus! I can't wait for these predictions.
I'm gobsmacked. I'm gobsmacked that him in.
And
that he's
also,
in. I'm so
can we-
happy. I
what-
can't even talk.
What's one thing that's so important in the back line that we've been down this year?
Class.
No,
Ball use.
yeah, but okay, ball use. But what's one facet of the game?
Kicking out.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
We're the
for
best
saying
kicking out
that.
team though.
Yeah, but we can always be better.
Yeah, I'd still prefer Salem over May taking it.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I want May to be a marking option.
Yeah, exactly. Salem. Yeah. Oh, this is so great.
Oh, that's so sick. I'm gonna get my badge out.
Cheers, brother.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cheers.
big cheers.
Cheers to the
big
flag,
big
boys.
Cheers.
Yeah. Celebrating the flag.
Early flag. Derek.
Sorry, Derek.
Get on board.
I don't
Derek.
think. I reckon Derek doesn't even know who he is. But that's okay. Do you know who Christian Salem is, Derek? No. Yeah.
Try hard Ackermanners.
No.
Oh, I
I mean,
I'll take
Ackermanners was
that.
pretty good.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll take that.
I'll back that.
Yeah.
I'm into that. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. We should.
Port? Ins, outs?
Yep. We'll look at Port. I need help here. I've really lost the
Is,
plot.
yeah, mate.
Do you want me
you've
to
had
read them out?
How many hours sleep have you
yeah.
had?
Yeah. Read them out. Read them out.
This is
Who've
big.
they got?
I'm very excited about this because I want to know if Dixon's in.
Teams.
Here we go.
lineups.
Team support.
Let's just go through the whole team. What do you think about that?
No.
Or we do the ins and out first?
Just do ins and outs.
Out. Todd Marshall, that's a big out.
Huge.
That's a big out.
Big
He's important to them.
Dead idea.
Yeah.
Good shot. Who else? What do you got?
Bryn Teakle or Brian Teakle?
Bryn.
Bryn Teakle?
Bryn. Yeah, they forgot the I and the A, I guess.
Right.
That's nothing.
Oh, no, the
Never
I's
heard
there.
of him.
Yeah, it means nothing.
I'm going to go ahead and say that I've never heard
It's
that name
honestly,
in my
that's
life.
almost a loss for us. I
Yeah.
hope he was staying in.
Yeah. And another one, Jackson Mead. Have heard of him. Don't know much about him.
Don't really know what he looks like.
No.
I'm not liking these must players going out besides Marshall.
It means Dixon's in.
It means the big sexy Zico's coming in.
No Dixon.
Oh, huge.
So that means
They're going small.
they're
Is
gonna-
Lysette in? Yeah.
Lysette is in.
Yeah.
But reeks of,
Lysette? Any good?
reeks of underdone.
Oh, Grundy and gone.
He's
Good
been
luck.
in and out for a long time.
Who is their ruck?
I don't mind Lysette though. Fully fit Lysette.
Who's their ruck without?
Teakle's gone out. He
Who-
was meant to ruck. So that would be this kid Hayes who's a forward.
So Gorn's playing an underdone. Hang on. So Gorn's
I'm
playing.
claiming he's underdone just because.
No, and I'm writing that.
Yeah.
So he's playing Lysette with Grundy,
Right, baby.
and Salem just came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And then who was the other in?
Darcy Burn-Jones.
Oh, can play.
No, he's good.
This year he has. Last year he was shocking.
All right. Can play.
He
I just want to
started
look at
well,
the teams
though,
for a
so-
bit.
I need to put the post up.
One tick. Give me like
All right.
5 seconds.
Go.
I'm not going to read through them. I just want to look at their forward line because no Dixon and no Marshall.
Are you
is
looking at
big.
flat?
Finn
He's just putting
Layson.
Samuel
Oh,
Lamptey
that's
on.
a massive game for you, Finn Layson. If you don't play well,
You can't win.
it's 80 points.
You can't
Yeah.
win.
It's going to be a big one.
I can't believe how flummoxed
So
we all are.
Georgiadis can't get into that team. That's funny. With
No,
Wasn't he
he's
injured?
out. Injured for the whole year. Knee.
Oh, did he do his
ACL?
ACL?
Yeah, he's out for the year.
Oh, wow.
Season.
Oh,
I saw season. Yep.
stiff
See ya.
luck.
Sorry, mate.
And then
See
and then Rioli's out because he got suspended the other week.
Is Willie not playing?
No.
Oh, this is such an
this is
easy
fucked,
win.
mate. This is- yeah.
Have we
In
changed
my-
our tune
I'm
now?
watching.
In my
I'm watching
head-
it tick through Marcus' head every single bit of
In my
information.
head, I couldn't like. I wanted to chime in before and say just how much I love Willie Rioli and how like just cool and calm and like how easy he has transitioned into this Port side.
He's
But
a
that's
huge
fan-
out.
Like he's massive.
Yeah.
He's like just like a connector and he's just a
Yeah.
goal kicker.
He's a
and
gun.
Just he's a gun.
Yeah.
He's an absolute gun.
Christian Salem.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow. Wow.
that's fantastic.
What news?
Mm.
So, okay.
I'm going to sleep so well.
What's their backline? Can I ask?
Yes, so we'll go through that. So I'm a little bit sus on their
Angus
backline.
back in the midfield. Can, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I
let's
agree.
get him back in there.
Oh,
So-
well, he has to now, surely.
Yeah.
Let's try and be respectful to Port if we can.
I'm trying.
Same.
Uh,
I'm trying to be as cool and level-headed.
so Derek's got it up on the screen there for you, Adzy, as well. So Alir, very good player.
Very good, back in form.
Yeah.
Mackenzie is a bit of a dud.
I wouldn't say dud. I wouldn't say dud.
Okay, average.
Serviceable.
Serviceable.
Sucks.
Okay. Oh, we're trying to be respectful.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
And he's the cannon.
Is
What
Tom,
a it's a,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
party nickname. Come on.
Tom
the cannon.
Jonas is their captain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes
Um,
hard.
yeah.
Gives it his all. Sometimes gets suspended.
I believe Bonner's a massive whipping boy for them. Half back line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Massive
Yeah, he's
whipping
no
boy. And then they got Burton, Ryan Burton, the guy they picked
Yeah,
up.
he's,
from
Yeah.
Hawthorn.
he's good. He's
Serviceable.
good. Yeah.
And then Dan Houston's got the cannon, right? As well.
No,
So that's their
but
back
he's
six.
a good player.
He's-
Houston's
he's
a good player. He's a
And
good
Darcy
player.
Burn-Jones is a very good player.
Is that their back
Yeah.
six?
He has
Yeah,
been
back
this year,
six,
but
back
he's
six,
had
yeah.
a shocking 18 months prior.
Oh, do you know what? We actually need to give this man a pump up as well. Two players. So Jason Horn-Francis,
Mm.
very good footballer.
Mm.
Boo. And I think he's coming along well. I reckon he's going to be one of the premier players of the comp in the next few years. He's that good. But I wanted to bring up Travis Boak. I think it's actually tomorrow night he breaks the games record
For Port.
for Port.
Who?
I know. That probably diminishes
Probably
20
takes
points.
off. Yeah.
Takes off 20.
Takes off. Maybe 10.
Yeah, maybe
Off how
he'll
many?
kick like one of the first 3 goals for them, and they'll get up and about for a bit. You know, they'll ride that momentum for maybe, I don't know, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But Travis...
So who holds the record prior to him?
Oh, it's a great question.
Kane
I should probably
Corns?
get this up.
Yeah, that's.
I could be wrong. I
He
could
played
be,
300,
Yeah,
didn't he? I think so.
yeah,
I
he
could-
did. He
I
did.
could be totally wrong, and maybe I've just made this up on the fly because I've been up since 4:30.
What
But-
about like a Wanganeen?
No, because he played at Essendon.
But it's not just all up games.
I think it would be for
Have
the
to be club. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Ju-
probably Kane Corns then.
Just on him though.
I
like,
wonder if they're including their old sample.
Oh, if they're including that, someone would have played like 400.
Surely Russell Ebert played.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently he was like best.
I
in the
don't know
league.
why.
Yeah,
I thought I was watching AFL 360 the other night, and someone referenced Travis Boak and said he was breaking the games record.
Oh, so it's not a thing. Oh, it's 200
All
points.
right. So yeah. So I'll plus that 10 back on.
It shows you how much we care about
Plus
Port.
that 10. He'll probably
Um,
get injured now. So.
Kane,
Yeah.
Kane Corns played. Kane Corns played 300 games for Port.
On the nose.
And then Travis Boak's on 335. Justin Westhoff amazingly played 280, third on their all-time games list.
He's third. with
Wait, so
280.
Boak's already got the most ever.
Yeah, I don't know where I plucked that from, but I just wanted to say about him, he is
He's good.
a very impressive individual. I like the way that he conducts himself, the way he speaks, and I've noticed with a lot of the other players, like Track's been doing training camps with him in preseason for a few years. Like, he seems so well regarded and so well respected. He
Mm.
doesn't seem like a prick.
Yeah.
He seems like he just goes about his work, does his job. I don't know. I just like him. He's in the Jack Viney mold for me. Like, you've got ultimate respect for him. You go to war with him. I just want to give him a pump up, because if we had a guy like him in our team, well, we do, Jack Viney,
How much is he regretting training track?
I'd be pretty happy.
Yeah.
So I just want to give him a pump up because it's longevity. They love him. He's a bit of an icon. I've enjoyed watching him over the journey.
Yeah, he's been a gun.
He's been awesome. But
Anyone
We're gonna smash
who can kind of sustain that elite level for that long, but not only just be serviceable, but he was almost
He's still
playing
good
some of
now.
his best footy.
Yeah.
What was it, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, that he was just like
Yeah.
dominating.
can we talk about Christian Salem again?
Yeah,
Yes.
as
So
I
what do we-
said,
let's-
it's the domino effect. It's the domino effect that I love, and I literally was talking about before the news came out. I said he comes straight back in when he's fit, and it means Angus goes into the midfield, which is just so sick, because Angus, I reckon, he'd be just like, I'm here, I'm playing half back because like I've been asked to play this role, and I'm sure he likes it a bit, but like I know he's looking at Clayton and Petrarca, and I know that he's
He'd
thinking,
be like, I can do that.
I can do that.
I've got
Well,
a different theory.
I can do that.
I've got a different theory.
Go
I
on.
actually think Rivdog is going to play in the midfield.
I mean, they could all kind of have their little spurts, right?
They could. I
Take
think.
your pick.
I think Christian Salem will sit in his tried and trusted spot at halfback. I feel.
Well, Salem's not going anywhere else.
No, sorry. Salem will sit there. I feel like Angus will sit there as well. And I think it actually might end up being Trent Rivers that plays predominantly in the middle or goes into that second
Interesting.
rotation. Because Trent's been doing a good job in there. And I reckon Melbourne have gone,
He's
Let's-
also been pretty cool down back
let's up his minutes. Let's up his minutes.
in preparation for Christian, the return of.
Well, it makes sense because they have been upping his minutes in recent weeks and he's been awesome. Trent Rivers has been, we talk about
Unbelievable.
flying under the radar. He's putting
Oh, he's
together
right
a
on the
serious
radar
season.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serious season. So I reckon it's Rivdog to go into the midfield rotation a little bit more. And it makes more sense now given the fact that Tommy Sparrow's out.
They'll probably do all of them.
Yeah.
Like, we're just so versatile
Yeah.
and amazing.
Throw JVR in there. Give
Yeah.
JVR like a
Oh,
few,
yeah.
like 5 minutes or something.
Cozzy goes in as well.
Big game for team.
I'm feeling a huge game for Cozzy.
Yeah.
Indigenous round.
Indigenous
Kicked
rounds.
six last year.
Back in
last year.
South Australia.
Yeah, kicked 6 there last year. And yeah, he's back home.
He kicked 6 in Alice Springs, but against them.
Oh, was it in Alice Springs?
Yeah.
Because he is.
He literally won us the game. Like, we were nowhere,
most of his-
but he was kind of keeping us in it with like a
We were
goal
shit.
every, like,
We were actually
it
shit.
was a shocker.
We were average.
Yeah, he
But
won the
then we
game.
came home in the last quarter.
He was incredible. I agree with you. I think it's set for him. I reckon it's going to be huge.
And
for
our
Cozzy.
jumpers look pretty sick as well.
they're
Friday
amazing.
night. Oh, wait, is it going to be the light blue?
It's a light blue.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's 120 points.
Yeah. How good does that light? It's even
Yeah,
bluer
it's,
than our normal.
It's
one.
better than the
It's like-
home, for sure.
It's yeah. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I think I
Salem
might
will
have
look
to.
good in it.
Oh,
Sam will look great.
Mm.
They all will.
let's talk about T-Mac for a bit.
We have to. He's back
Who
in.
wants to take the floor? I'm happy to bring him up.
I
Let's be
just
honest.
yeah. I mean,
You can go on.
don't need to be
No, be honest.
disrespectful or
No,
anything, but
we can
I
be
just
honest.
it's a bit of like a nothing in for me. I'm just like I'm not
Okay.
I'm not expecting a huge game from him.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to be him or Brown, I'm just hoping that he's going to be serviceable and do his role.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be in the top 5-7 players.
No, we
yeah,
know that.
like just as long as he does his thing and isn't like horrendous, then that's good. But I think he's at the stage in his career probably pretty similar to Ben Brown. I know he started off well, where he just needs to play his role and hopefully we win and that's it.
There's no real room for kind of in and out kind of like at this age and coming into a team that's like obviously best in the world, but it's just like it's really hard to kind of settle and for those forwards at the moment, I feel. And I think it's just a matter of whoever's the fittest towards the end that's like you're going to play.
Yeah.
And I don't really have like obviously Petty was doing some cool stuff, but like I'm not crazily like excited about Petty playing forward.
Me either.
Nor, but if I'm really honest, out of all three, I would pick Brown. That's just me.
I would have done the same just off the early form that Brown showed.
Yeah.
I'm with you 100% as well on Petty forwards. Like I know we were talking about it last year, just mix something up when it wasn't happening, but I feel he's a lot more important down back to us.
Yeah.
But it's just awesome that we have that.
Well,
Flexibility to
we
be able to do
have
that.
10 to 12 goal kickers most
Yeah.
weeks, and then you look at a Carlton, it's like they have about 5.
Yeah.
And like that's the reason why we are who we are at the
It'd
moment,
be a
because we have
nightmare being a coach.
weapons all over the field.
Well,
Yeah.
players are coming up from defence as well, and they're kicking goals. That's been one of the most impressive things for me in the first 9 rounds is the spread. The other thing about T-Mac coming in, I thought about this more this week. Ben Brown and Tom McDonald, if it's a wet game, and it could be a wet game, biggest problem is when the ball hits the deck.
See you later.
It's almost, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but you almost render it a useless situation. They cannot put pressure on the ball carrier in those situations. So I'm hoping it's going to be a dry deck. I really do. And we look a lot taller, and we're hoping that the rain holds off. Port are probably playing Russian roulette, hoping that it's going to be a bit
The
of wet weather
groundskeepers
footy.
are probably out there tonight soaking
Yeah.
the pitch.
Yeah.
I reckon. But T-Mac, it's funny when I was at the ground last week and I went to the toilet, came back up, no one's in the ground, and the emergencies were all doing a run through like they normally do. And T-Mac was one of the emergencies. And my God, he was fumbling the ball so much. Like having a kick to kick. And they were training with Selwyn Griffiths, I think it was, elite performance guy. And I was watching him for about 5 minutes before the security are like, you can't be here. You got to go back up.
Shit, mate.
Can you put some pants
No,
on,
no,
please,
he'll
sir?
be fine.
No, I just
Let's
thought,
back him in.
I'm just saying. It was just a weird little experience I had just sitting there for 5 minutes.
Do you also reckon
taking
he
it
just
in.
also knew that he wasn't going to play, and he's like, I'm not going to take this warm up seriously.
He
and-
didn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I feel like when you're at that senior,
Yeah.
I feel like you almost like, I don't even want to
I'm going to back
really
him
be
in.
here.
I'm going to back him in on the proviso that it's dry. And don't forget this. This is the big thing for Tom McDonald. It would be exactly the same for Ben Brown. It'd be exactly the same for Diesel, Josh Shackey if he came in. This is your opportunity.
No, thanks.
He won't come in. This is
He's
your
so done.
opportunity
Yeah.
to
Going
stake
back
a
to,
claim.
is there a pile? All right, sorry. Go on.
Yeah.
This is stake a claim.
Mm.
So we know that Petty, we all want him back now. The experiment's over. We think that's the way that it should work out in the back end of the year. Get Petty back
I'm
behind the ball.
definitely not convinced on that, but yeah.
Oh well, yeah. I'm starting to lean more into the idea of it's May, Lever, Petty have to be those three tools. In the
Oh,
back
for
line.
the back,
Yeah.
Petty down back?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So with that in mind, what I'm saying is there's potentially a spot up for grabs. It's Joel Smith, who's actually apparently doing good things at Casey as a forward.
Love that.
Always timed
It's
it.
Josh Shackey, who we probably won't see again.
Shacky's never playing again.
It's Ben Brown, who Goody's making him work for it. And then it's Tom McDonald. So T-Mac tomorrow night,
Whatever happened to
huge chance. Take a claim.
Yeah,
Go and
yeah.
do the T-Mac shit
Yeah,
bolt.
if you want it, show us
get it.
why.
Go get
Whatever
it.
happened to Tomlinson? Is he just like not even in the conversation?
Yeah, no,
at all?
he'll be at a different club next year.
Well, I don't think he'll be at any club.
Yeah. Oh no, North would take him.
Yeah, like
He'll-
Aiden Core.
Yeah.
He'd be like an Aiden Core type.
Geez, he's done well if they take him.
I reckon how old is he? Like 30 or something?
30?
Yeah.
31.
He just looks
31.
good.
Yeah.
He's not actually good though.
No.
I mean, he was okay in 2021.
yeah. he's
Anyway,
just-
Let's wrap up. Let's do some predicos. Oh, before we do predicos, as Nuggets likes to coin it, are you getting a little bit queasy about Adzy's prediction?
I have all pod.
It's scary.
I feel like we're on the same page though.
Yeah, I'm like probably won't be far.
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
I don't know if you saw it before, but Queen's birthday.
King's birthday.
Can you please?
Sorry, King's
yeah,
birthday.
just don't ever call that again.
Some respect, mate.
Yeah,
I
a bit of
got-
respect for our child.
I watched the Gus and Gorney podcast with Sushi Mango the other week, and I was surprised. I thought it was Queen's birthday because it was the Queen's birthday.
Actual birthday?
Yeah, it's not at all.
Nah.
It's celebrated on different dates in all
Yeah,
different states.
I just didn't realize, and I was a dickhead. And when they changed it to King's birthday, I was like, oh, they've got the same.
Yeah. It's amazing they're born on the same day.
Oh, that's
Anyway.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, really dumb. But they had a bit of a laugh on it, and the podcast. It was quite funny, actually. Where was my brain?
You were going towards predictions, I
Oh,
reckon.
but before I do, King's birthday, the club put out an announcement just before that they're expecting 90,000 plus.
Is it our home ground?
Yeah.
Yes,
And
money,
it's going to
money,
be a fully
money.
ticketed event, which is massive. So make sure you get your tickets.
Fully ticketed.
Fully ticketed. It means people will have to upgrade, and you won't get like some general admission type tickets.
So you need to be like a member.
Yeah. So no. Well, if you're a Melbourne Football Club member, I think the idea is you have to actually like upgrade to a seat, to an actual seat.
Right.
I think it'll end up being the same for MCC when it goes online as well. Anyway, the point being, it's
I'm
massive.
simply just going to rock up. I'm not organising anything.
It's massive. It's 90. Like they've put out an announcement saying unprecedented demand. The record crowd's 83,500.
Oh, we're gonna blow that out of the water.
Yeah, because it could actually be like.
It's huge.
I feel like if we win tomorrow as well,
Yeah.
we'll win the next 2 after that.
I agree.
And I reckon it will be like it could be a first versus
And then
second.
probably won't lose another game
and then,
for the rest of the
we'll
year.
just keep winning forever.
If it ends up being first versus second, then and it's Melbourne have the chance to leapfrog Collingwood into first on King's birthday.
It's the biggest Monday night out of your life.
That
Win
is sicky Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, that is drive straight to
Like,
Nana.
everyone take it off.
It's just monumental. So the fact that the clubs actually had to come out a few weeks before and explain that like this is the sitch is just.
How good's that though? How good
Massive.
is that from a few years ago?
Yeah, it's going to be enormous. I can't wait for it. But big matter tomorrow night. Support. I might start with my prediction. I think Port have improved drastically. They're playing some good footy. They're taking it on more. They've got that rapid ball movement. Last year when they tried to do the short kick game with us, that was ludicrous. They didn't kick a goal until late in the third quarter. if
That's
you
right.
remember.
That was a funny one.
Really funny. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that with Port, we're trying to retain possession. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Tactically, it was stupid.
They suck.
Anyway, I think they're going to come out, breathe a lot of fire, do their thing, sing their shit song. I hate the in-excess thing. I can't stomach it. I think it's deplorable. I'm
not
Liverpool
loving
fan.
the Sandman as well, by the way, which is
What's
what
that?
we do.
I don't. Oh,
I don't
you
really
know.
mind both of them. To be
But
honest.
which is the Sandman is we've just simply ripped that off from a college football team. Which
yeah.
is
Well,
which
we
is
used to do
famous why
we used to do Hell's Bells, which made a bit more sense.
No, the best was when it was it's time to raise hell.
Raise Hell was
Yeah.
amazing.
Raise hell was awesome, and they only did it for 1 year.
Raise Hell was like, we made it as well.
Yeah, I know.
Custom.
It was raised. It was like authentic. And
I'm not
we-
into the in-excess thing. I think it's an absolute
I'm not
wank.
into it. I think
I'm
I-
a Liverpool fan,
I think
so
I just
You'll
like
Never
the
Walk
song.
Alone is one of the great anthems in sport, and it's like, it's just incredible. so
Whatever song they
inspiring.
play at the
Yeah, but
darts is
what's
the
that
best.
got to do with
is the best.
I'm
song
just
ever.
saying, I just as a fan of a club that has this incredible spiritual uplifting anthem before a game, which is iconic and known worldwide, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, fuck, it's incredible. I just find it really fabricated and wank and contrived. I think it's shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not a fan of it. Anyway, that's just my viewpoint on it. Some people might think it's cool, whatever. They'll come out, they'll breathe some fire, third quarter, start to put a bit of foot in the throat, and we'll just do what we do in fourth quarters. We'll just win a fourth quarter by 20 points. So I reckon we'll run out 5-6 goal winners. Close-ish at three-quarter time. 2 goals in it. That's my prediction.
Not bad.
And then we hit, and then
Wrong.
Richie Rollo
Yeah.
and I, we hit Hindley Street. I'm hitting Hindley Street with you after.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, we'll be there.
cute,
I guess
cute
so,
little
yeah.
prediction you got there.
If you
but
make the flight. Oh, we've been to a story before.
Well, it's not really a story. I'm just getting a late flight with Nuggets, and we'll be there.
Yeah, you'll be there.
yeah, well.
Marca.
Yeah, well, obviously going into this game, massive Friday night game, 2v4, top 4. Port have been sick this year, until I saw the teams, and obviously Todd Marshall out. Like, okay, that's been literally their premier forward for the last 18 months. Their next best forward is Charlie Dixon. Oh, what? Sorry, he's not playing. Okay, moving on. They've got Darcy Burn-Jones in. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. That's like 6 points. So, given that
great.
Christian Salem is back in the team, who is my boy, JJ out. Sorry, but like it's just the way it goes. Yeah, this is just going to be a nice little like 68-point win, I reckon.
Whoa.
We're just going to put an exclamation mark on our stance on the competition to say, Port, thanks for like being cute for a little bit, but see you later.
Wow.
Loved that.
Thank you.
Loved it.
From the master of predictions.
Well,
I
like-
never do that. I'm always pretty cool. But
I
like
agreed-
my boy's back in.
Yeah, I agree with every single thing you said except the scoreline
Yeah, fair.
at the end. Like Salem coming back, Marcus' son, and playing with his little,
His little
the
brother.
youngest. It's just so exciting. And just, hearing that Charlie Dixon, I know Nuggets will be angry that Charlie Dixon isn't playing because he loves him, which
What?
is, yeah.
Yeah, didn't know that.
He really likes Charlie Dixon.
I like that he
for some
likes
reason.
him.
He really loves him.
I don't like that he likes him.
Why is
Yeah.
that?
I'm not into him.
He loves him.
He's a bit of a cult figure.
Yeah, he thinks he's a cool guy.
I don't like him.
So anyway, he's out, which is good. And then Marshall being out's fantastic.
Mm.
And then what I was touching on before as well, a bit earlier, about how Track and Clary, they're like in this little clique with Salem. I just feel like that's going to really boost those guys. Like they're going to be so pumped. Like they've just gone on a plane together. They're probably like eating popcorn in the room together and stuff at the moment. They're so pumped.
They've got it. They've made a playlist.
Yeah, let's see how late we can stay
especially
up and
for that
stuff.
flight.
Like it's going to be an amazing game tomorrow. And I'm thinking minimum 165.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
I honestly think it's going to be a storming game.
I think it's gonna be. I was cool and like I was very like 68 points is nothing. Like
We'll play this back on
Yeah.
Thursday, and
we'll
we'll
be
see.
like, oh yeah, it was in between our two.
What was the
And we can
Salo?
either just be like,
What was the Salo tax? How much? How many
Um,
extra points did you put on because he's back?
30.
I put on
30.
80,
What would Clary?
just because it brings in Clary and Track to the game.
Yeah.
What would
more.
Clary be worth if we brought him back into a team? What's his tax?
6 goals.
$1 million.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Okay, before we wrap up,
Mm.
Cozzy, how many? How many goals?
Well, I mean, if we're winning by
Yeah, if we're winning by
60 points, probably. No, I reckon he'll probably kick. I'm hoping for 5 to 7.
I thought you were going to say like 13 or something.
No. Like
Rattled me.
and have that's big. That's sort of realistic as well.
Yeah. What do you reckon? How
For
many?
Pickett.
Yeah. How many is he gonna kick?
What did he get last week? Like 2. He's been getting lots of 2, so I think he's ready for I reckon he's ready for a 3 to 4.
This big game.
But
for
I
him.
also I think Fritsch is ready for
Fritter needs a big week.
like he
Couple of down weeks for Fritter.
Yeah, he'll be.
I was very happy with his last quarter last week, like just to get back on the board because the week prior he just kept missing and
Yeah.
I didn't want that to start becoming a thing because he loves goals.
Yeah.
So I would love to see him bob up for his, usual 3 to 4 as well.
Because Port Adelaide is so stretched with talls in the forward line, I just want to say my prediction is Jake Lever will be best on ground. I reckon he's going to have an intercepting night to behold. Just
Mhm.
because no Dixon, no Georgiadis, no Marshall, they're playing a couple of kids up there. I just got a really good feeling that Jake's going to be like, I'm just going to sweep the floor here.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Yeah.
No.
It's
I reckon he'll be awesome.
I'm almost most confident I've been all year.
Yeah.
about
Really?
tonight.
Fucking hell.
Hearing that team news.
Yeah.
Salem's going to have 23,
Mm.
24.
Yeah.
23 of them kicks.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
It's rattled me. You got to go to a dinner, don't you?
What's the time?
Oh, it's late.
Yeah, you're like.
Yeah, I
so
should
late.
get
yeah.
Well,
It was
things happen.
Christian Salem news.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking around.
Peace out, everyone.
Peace out to everyone. Thanks to all the DeeBrief listeners. Nam, of course, this week. Go Nam.
Go Nam. We've never won as Nam.
Really?
No,
Never won as Nam.
no, we got beaten both times.
Oh, yeah. That was a little stretch where we got
Oh,
beaten.
we're only going to win by like 58
Let's-
now.
Yeah.
Let's win our first game as Nam.
Yeah, come
Yeah.
on, Nam.
Come on, Nam. And can't wait for the footy tomorrow night, and I hope you make your flight.
Mate, I will. I'll see you there.